Throughout history, some seers have shared their visions about humanity's future. Among these predictions are a few striking ones. For instance, some foresee Vladimir Putin rising to become a prominent world leader. Others envision a time when humans will be able to communicate through thoughts alone. There are also predictions about parents being able to design their babies, choosing traits like eye color and intelligence. These ideas paint a fascinating picture of what our future might hold. Here are 15 prophecies that may come true soon. Mars mission. In the 16th century, there was a French astrologer named Michel de Nostradamus. During his time, he was one of the most famous fortune tellers because many of his predictions seemed to come true. People believed in his visions, and he became very popular until his death. Before he died, Nostradamus wrote a book called Les Prophéties. In this book, published in 1555, he made 942 predictions. Many believe that some of these predictions came true, such as the rise of Adolf Hitler, the COVID-19 pandemic, and even the Apollo 11 moon landing. What's interesting is that Nostradamus wrote his predictions in the form of poems. In his book, Nostradamus wrote that by 2023, celestial fire will fall on the royal edifice when the light of Mars will go out. As of today, Elon Musk and NASA estimate that humans will land on Mars around 2029. However, Nostradamus predicted that the first manned mission to Mars would happen much earlier. He also warned that whoever goes first might face dangers like explosions or aircraft crashes. Since 2023 isn't over yet, we can't be sure if a great achievement or a disaster is coming our way. The British royal family. As we all know, Queen Elizabeth II has passed away. God bless her memory. Before her death, she was one of the most beloved monarchs in history, with the longest reign ever in the history of the British Crown. Sadly, in 2022, the United Kingdom experienced a great loss, and the British royal family was deeply affected by her passing. After her death, Nostradamus' book, Les Prophéties, sold in record numbers. At first, it was puzzling why this book was suddenly so popular. The reason is that Nostradamus' prediction about the Queen's death was remarkably accurate, but he didn't stop there. Nostradamus also predicted that she would be succeeded by a king who would be cast out by the people shortly after. This king would then be replaced by someone who never expected to become king. Remember, Nostradamus published his book in 1555, so he couldn't have known who Queen Elizabeth II was or how long she would reign. Yet, his prediction about her succession seems quite fitting. As we know, she was succeeded by 96-year-old King Charles III. According to Nostradamus, King Charles will be replaced by Prince Harry, who is currently living away from the UK. This prediction is unexpected because Prince Harry has stepped down from his royal duties, and his brother Prince William is next in line. However, if Nostradamus is right, Prince Harry will become king despite his resignation. We will have to wait and see what the future holds. Robo-shopping. Unlike before, many of us now prefer to shop on Amazon or eBay, making the line between online and retail shopping even thinner. Despite the convenience of online stores, some people still prefer buying things in physical stores for various reasons. For some, shopping in person helps reduce logistics costs and avoids the waiting period for returning unsatisfactory items. Others like to see and touch products before buying them. However, future predictions suggest a big change is coming. According to some of these predictions, we might not need to shop for groceries or anything else in the future. This is because drones could deliver food, medicine, and other items directly to our homes on demand. These delivery drones are already becoming a reality. In 2006, the US government passed the Federal Aviation Acts, allowing the commercialization of drones. This law enabled ordinary people and businesses, not just the military, to own drones. In 2016, Amazon introduced the world's first delivery drone called Prime Air. Currently, Prime Air can deliver packages within 30 minutes or less. But what will happen in the future when our technology improves even more and everything becomes so digitized that even robots have rights and face lawsuits? It's an interesting thought to consider. Necromancy. If someone told you that in a few decades we could talk to the dead, upload our consciousness onto a computer, and have tiny robots moving through our blood, you might think they were crazy. People might say you watch too much sci-fi and need to get out more, but what if you were invited to Bill Gates' house twice to share your insights about the future of technology? That's the reality for Ray Kurzweil. In case you don't know him, Ray Kurzweil is an inventor, a futurist, and the lead engineer at Google. His work with artificial intelligence has amazed experts for nearly 40 years. He invented the flatbed scanner, the first true electric piano, and the first large vocabulary speech recognition software. Every time he gives a speech, over 40 times so far, he charges around $25,000. Kurzweil has made a bold prediction. In the next 30 years, we will be able to communicate with our deceased relatives through virtual reality. It sounds strange, but he explains how it could be possible. According to him, we will be able to capture human memories and store them on memory drives using nanobots. These drives will then be used by AI software to simulate the personality, voice, and intelligence of our deceased loved ones. When you talk to these AI versions, you won't even realize you're not talking to your real family members. What makes this even more intriguing is that Ray Kurzweil has been right about 90% of the time with his predictions. Telepathy and the social network of brains. Despite the rise of texting and the internet, we humans still find it easier to communicate through speech, believing that the tone of our voice helps us be understood. However, there's a bold prediction from Ian Pearson that might change this in the future. First, let's introduce Ian Pearson. He's a British futurist with an impressive track record, having been right about 85% of the time. About 30 years ago, he predicted the rise of smartwatches and music subscriptions, which are now hugely popular. That's all you need to know about Pearson for now. Around 6 years ago, Pearson made another intriguing prediction. He believes that by 2050, neurotechnology will enable us to communicate using just our thoughts. For this to happen, humans would need to learn how to implant computer chips in their brains. These chips would allow our brains to connect with advanced cloud computers, which others would also be connected to. Through this quantum cloud, we could send messages and thoughts to each other without saying a word. Imagine being able to talk, learn new things, send messages, or even download someone else's skills just by using your mind to access a global database. This futuristic database would be called the Hybrid Intelligence Biometric Avatar, or simply HIBA. It sounds far-fetched today, but so did many other prophecies that eventually came true. We might not need to shop for groceries or anything else in the future. This is because drones could deliver food, medicine, and other items directly to our homes on demand. These delivery drones are already becoming a reality. In 2006, the US government passed the Federal Aviation Acts, allowing the commercialization of drones. This law enabled ordinary people and businesses, not just the military, to own drones. In 2016, Amazon introduced the world's first delivery drone called Prime Air. Currently, Prime Air can deliver packages within 30 minutes or less. But what will happen in the future when our technology improves even more and everything becomes so digitized that even robots have rights and face lawsuits? It's an interesting thought to consider. Necromancy. If someone told you that in a few decades we could talk to the dead, upload our consciousness onto a computer, and have tiny robots moving through our blood, you might think they were crazy. People might say you watch too much sci-fi and need to get out more, but what if you were invited to Bill Gates' house twice to share your insights about the future of technology? That's the reality for Ray Kurzweil. In case you don't know him, Ray Kurzweil is an inventor, a futurist, and the lead engineer at Google. His work with artificial intelligence has amazed experts for nearly 40 years. He invented the flatbed scanner, the first true electric piano, and the first large vocabulary speech recognition software. Every time he gives a speech, over 40 times so far, he charges around $25,000. Kurzweil has made a bold prediction. In the next 30 years, we will be able to communicate with our deceased relatives through virtual reality. It sounds strange, but he explains how it could be possible. According to him, we will be able to capture human memories and store them on memory drives using nanobots. These drives will then be used by AI software to simulate the personality, voice, and intelligence of our deceased loved ones. When you talk to these AI versions, you won't even realize you're not talking to your real family members. What makes this even more intriguing is that Ray Kurzweil has been right about 90% of the time with his predictions. Telepathy and the social network of brains. Despite the rise of texting and the internet, we humans still find it easier to communicate through speech, believing that the tone of our voice helps us be understood. However, there's a bold prediction from Ian Pearson that might change this in the future. First, let's introduce Ian Pearson. He's a British futurist with an impressive track record, having been right about 85% of the time. About 30 years ago, he predicted the rise of smartwatches and music subscriptions, which are now hugely popular. That's all you need to know about Pearson for now. Around 6 years ago, Pearson made another intriguing prediction. He believes that by 2050, neurotechnology will enable us to communicate using just our thoughts. For this to happen, humans would need to learn how to implant computer chips in their brains. These chips would allow our brains to connect with advanced cloud computers, which others would also be connected to. Through this quantum cloud, we could send messages and thoughts to each other without saying a word. Imagine being able to talk, learn new things, send messages, or even download someone else's skills just by using your mind to access a global database. This futuristic database would be called the Hybrid Intelligence Biometric Avatar, or simply HIBA. It sounds far-fetched today, but so did many other prophecies that eventually came true. Vladimir Putin, the Lord of the World. In the rugged area of the Koju Mountains in Bulgaria lies the gravesite of an elderly woman known as Baba Vanga. Her real name was Angelina Pandeva Gustarova, and she was blind from childhood. Despite her blindness, Baba Vanga was renowned as a mystic and seer who made some astonishing predictions. Throughout her life, Baba Vanga foretold significant world events with surprising accuracy. She predicted the breakup of the Soviet Union, the Chernobyl disaster, Stalin's death, the sinking of the Russian submarine Kursk, the September 11th attacks, and even current tensions in North Korea. Her past predictions often revolved around natural disasters and impending conflicts. Before her passing, those who knew Baba Vanga claimed she foresaw the Russian war in Ukraine and prophesied that Vladimir Putin would rise to immense power, making Russia unstoppable. She even went as far as to say that Putin would become the ruler of the world, turning Russia into a superpower. While the exact timing of these events remains uncertain, Baba Vanga's predictions have stirred curiosity. However, some other mystics disagreed with Baba Vanga's visions. They believed that Putin would face assassination by his own people soon. The truth of these predictions is yet to unfold, and we can only wait to see what the future holds. While Baba Vanga's insights have been eerily accurate, her prediction of World War III and the use of nuclear weapons is a sobering reminder of the potential consequences of global conflict. Solar tsunami. As mentioned earlier, many of Baba Vanga's prophecies tend to focus on tragic events, and her next forecast is no exception. According to her, a solar tsunami could occur in 2023, leading to potentially catastrophic consequences for Earth. In Baba Vanga's prediction, this solar tsunami would involve the Earth's magnetic shield being severely damaged. As a result, powerful solar storms would bombard our planet, causing widespread blackouts and communication failures. These storms would unleash electrical charges, as potent as nuclear bombs from the sun, directly to Earth's surface. Such a scenario could thrust humanity back into a state resembling the Dark Ages. Some scientists worry that this prophecy might indeed come true if proper precautions aren't taken. They explain that our sun, after a prolonged period of calm, might be entering a more active phase. Dr. Erica Palmerio, for instance, has observed a magnetic filament near the sun's equator teeming with magnetic field lines. This suggests the potential for an eruption, sending another wave of solar storms hurtling toward Earth. These eruptions, known as solar maximums, typically occur every 11 years and haven't posed significant threats in the past. However, given our increasing reliance on technology, they could now trigger major blackouts and disrupt crucial systems like the power grid and GPS signals. Such disruptions could have devastating consequences, potentially resulting in the loss of millions of lives. At present, it remains uncertain whether these solar flares will erupt while facing Earth or not. Nevertheless, The possibility of such a scenario underscores the importance of being prepared for potential solar disturbances in the future. The prophecy of Saint Malachy. In the 1100s, Saint Malachy served as the Archbishop of Armagh, Ireland. Legend has it that during a visit to Rome, he had a vision of future popes and recorded them in a list of 112 short, mysterious mottos in Latin. Although the prophecy didn't surface until about 400 years after Malachy's death, many people believe in its accuracy. Among these prophecies, the last one is particularly intriguing. According to Malachy, the final pope will be named Peter. He will lead the Roman Church through tribulations, signaling the end of the world. Interest in the prophecy dwindled until Pope Benedict XVI approached the end of his papacy and a new pope was elected. When this new pontiff announced his name as Francis, some prophecy experts speculated that he might be Peter the Roman. They pointed out that despite being known as Jorge Mario Bergoglio, the new pope had Peter somewhere in his birth name. Furthermore, they argued that Pope Francis is indeed Roman, as his parents were Italian immigrants who moved to Argentina. Whether or not Pope Francis is the fulfillment of Malachy's prophecy remains uncertain. As with all prophecies, only time will reveal the truth. Designer babies. In another one of her prophecies, Baba Vanga predicted that by 2023, human babies would start being born in labs, where their physical appearance and character could be completely controlled, revolutionizing the birth process. While this might sound like something out of a science fiction movie, recent developments suggest that Baba Vanga's prophecy could indeed come true. For instance, on February 19, 2020, a baby made headlines as the first in the world to be born after his mother's eggs were matured in a laboratory and then frozen. French fertility doctors achieved this breakthrough for a 34-year-old woman who had undergone chemotherapy, which impaired her ability to produce eggs. Using a method called in vitro maturation, IVM, scientists successfully matured 7 immature eggs in a lab, leading to the birth of a healthy baby boy 5 years later. Furthermore, in 2022, a biotechnologist in Germany began developing the world's first artificial womb facility. This facility, named EcoLife, allows parents to select desired characteristics for their baby from a menu. While the ethical implications of EcoLife's procedures are still being debated, the facility aims to produce up to 30,000 babies a year in the near future. These advancements suggest that Baba Vanga's prediction about babies being born in labs with controlled characteristics might not be as far-fetched as it seems. The future of childbirth could indeed be on the brink of significant transformation, just as she foresaw. No car owners. According to Benjamin Clark, a professor of planning and public policy at the University of Oregon, owning a car may soon become a thing of the past for most people. Clark's predictions go beyond mere speculation. He's confident that significant changes are on the horizon. Clark points to the declining sales of cars worldwide as evidence of this shift. For example, in Germany, car sales have dropped by a staggering 30.5% compared to the previous year, with fewer people purchasing vehicles from major automobile brands like Audi, Porsche, and Volkswagen. Looking ahead to 2030, Clark predicts that private car ownership in the US will plummet by a staggering 80%, reducing the number of passenger vehicles on American roads from 247 million in 2020 to just 44 million. One driving force behind this trend is the increasing affordability of electric ride shares, which are projected to be 4 to 10 times cheaper than buying a new car by 2021. This means that families could save up to $5,600 per year by opting for ride shares instead of traditional vehicle ownership. Furthermore, the rise of driverless self-driving cars is expected to revolutionize transportation. These autonomous vehicles, AVs, may even be provided for free by corporations, albeit with advertisements playing during rides. These AVs could soon become a common sight on roads, bringing Clark's vision of a car-free future closer to reality than we might have imagined. Fighting cancer. One of the most renowned theoretical physicists today is Michio Kaku. In 2021, he brought attention to the fact that despite our current limitations in finding cures for diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and certain forms of cancer, he envisioned a future where we'd wield magic bullets against cancer using nanomedicine. This innovative approach would involve harnessing individual molecules within cells to target specific cancer cells using nanotechnology. Kaku also proposed a fascinating concept: transforming our toilets into intelligent monitors capable of detecting early signs of cancer. He explained that our bodily fluids carry telltale signs of cancer colonies, sometimes years before a tumor develops. By developing DNA chips, future generations could search for these early cancer signatures. Essentially, your toilet could alert you to the presence of cancer cells up to a decade before a tumor forms, giving ample time for intervention. In Kaku's vision, this advanced detection system would revolutionize our approach to cancer. With early warnings, the word tumor might eventually vanish from our vocabulary, as we'd have ample time to address cancerous growths. Eventually, cancer could become as manageable as a common cold for future generations, reshaping our perception of this once-feared disease. Robo-men. The concept of cyborgs, blending human and machine, is no longer a mystery today. To grasp what lies ahead, we must first delve into the past, apply those lessons to the present, and project our knowledge into the future. Around 1 million years ago, various human species roamed the Earth, with Neanderthals being the most advanced. They survived by hunting and gathering. Fast forward 10,000 years, and modern humans shifted to agricultural living, ensuring abundant food production. Over time, scientific advancements helped us tackle health issues, leading to changes like increased height, weight, and overall intelligence. Today, human intellect is unmatched. It would take an immense computing power to simulate just 1 second of our brain's activity. Yet, experts predict that artificial intelligence will eventually rival human cognition, achieving feats we can only imagine. Future humans may even surpass us, aided by tiny robots known as nanobots. These miniature machines could enhance our natural abilities, breaking the limits of biology. In essence, future humans may evolve into robo-men, blending human ingenuity with technological prowess. The implications are staggering to contemplate. With nanobots already making strides in fields like medicine and cancer treatment, this future might be closer than we realize. Free energy. Our world is currently fueled by a nuclear fusion reactor called the Sun, situated about 150 million kilometers away from Earth. Despite its immense power, we haven't yet found a way to directly harness its energy. However, scientists foresee a future where we might replicate the Sun's energy production here on Earth. To achieve this, we'd need a nuclear fusion reactor capable of enduring the intense heat of plasma, similar to conditions inside the Sun. Another challenge would be maintaining a strong magnetic field to contain the plasma. Building such a reactor would be a costly endeavor, but with advancements in technology and assistance from robots, future generations could make it a reality. Scientists predict that our descendants could generate up to 500 megawatts of power within seconds, at a fraction of today's costs. While many initially believed this prophecy would take a long time to fulfill, historical figures like Nikola Tesla laid the groundwork for such advancements. Tesla's work included a machine capable of generating endless free energy from space around us. Today, scientists speculate that even a small amount of this energy could have immense power potential. These systems may already exist in classified government facilities. If such feats were achievable in the past, there's no telling what possibilities lie ahead for fulfilling prophecies of free energy. The dawn of superconductivity. What we've gathered from future predictions so far is a world ripe with opportunities. Picture this: ultra-fast levitating cars and trains zipping seamlessly from one destination to another, while carbon-free aircraft gracefully traverse the skies. It sounds like something straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster, doesn't it? But hold on, because this future might be closer than we think. At the heart of this technological marvel are superconductors, materials capable of conducting electricity without any resistance. Traditionally, these superconductors required extremely low temperatures, close to absolute zero, to function. However, recent advancements have introduced superconductors that operate at ambient pressure and room temperature. By harnessing the power of these new superconductors, we could power entire levitating trains without losing a single ounce of energy. These materials work by allowing electrons to pair up and flow in a coordinated manner, creating a seamless stream of energy. While scientists have understood the principles behind superconductors since 1911, we're still working on fully utilizing their potential. However, recent developments give us hope. In 2022, Envision, a company, successfully built an air car after 3 decades of effort. This flying car has completed over 200 takeoffs and endured rigorous testing, all while using just a small amount of gasoline. With such advancements on the horizon, the once distant dream of flying cars filling our skies may soon become a reality. Cannibals on Earth. Let's delve into the prophecies of Nostradamus for the year 2023. In his book, he foretold a breakdown in the food supply chain, a consequence of either war or climate change. Some experts believe this prophecy pointed directly to the conflict in Ukraine. Putin's blockade on grain shipments from the war-torn nation has led to soaring food prices and increased poverty. While there haven't been reports of cannibalism in Ukraine, the situation remains precarious. Alternatively, some factions interpret Nostradamus' prophecy as relating to the Horn of Africa. The region has been plagued by drought for 4 decades, leading to skyrocketing food prices and political instability. Millions are facing hunger, with many requiring food assistance. Though famine hasn't been officially declared, projections suggest it could occur in 2023. In this regard, Nostradamus' prophecy may hold some truth. Thanks for watching the video, and if you found it informative, please like and subscribe to Time Capsule for similar content. We look forward to sharing more knowledge with you in the future. Until then, take care.